Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
The Daily Compliance News for November 16, 2023, the Legal Baggage Edition. And we begin with that story from the Financial Times that the new head of Fox and News Corp, Lachlan Murdoch, arrives to find some significant legal baggage that his company still has to face. The biggest one being Smartmatic versus Fox, and that's the global election technology that had a smaller role in the U.S. election than Dominion, but still has an outstanding claim. There's a New York pension fund and other shareholders versus Fox and directors. Of course, Ray Epps versus Fox, and Jason Donner versus Fox. So lots of big, high-profile legal issues awaiting Lachlan. Next up, from Inside Climate News, a first-time contributor to the Daily Compliance News, reports that corruption and rights abuses are flourishing in lithium mines across Africa. I know you're shocked, just shocked to hear that there is corruption in mining in Africa, but it appears that it's still going on. So, hopefully, if you're in that area of the world or in that area of work, you're taking steps to prevent bribery and corruption. Next up from Bloomberg, the state of Texas is really moving towards becoming an anti-business state, as at the annual conference of the Municipal Advisory Council of Texas, it's a bond industry gathering, and the state attorney general of Texas, the disgraced Ken Paxton, has said that the state of Texas will not do business with anyone who is looking at doing, or rather has a commitment to cut greenhouse emissions. Pretty unusual for the state of Texas to shoot itself in the foot, but it's Ken Paxton, so really no surprise there. I wonder when they're going to realize Texas doesn't want your business, of course, unless you do what Texas says. And finally, from Reuters, the CFPB is looking at rulemaking action to ban mandatory arbitration agreements in consumer contracts. And as you might guess, the business industry is fighting this tooth and nail, but a group of 170 preeminent legal professors have come out and suggested that the CFPB do exactly that. So we'll see what the rulemaking process brings. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.